Hey, Grace, listen up. I got some friends coming over tonight for drinks, so I need you to clean up the place real good and make dinner. Also, get some snacks ready that go well with alcohol, okay?
Wait, what? They're coming over tonight? That is way too last minute.
Yeah, that's right.
How many times do I have to say this? You always tell me to let you know in advance if you're having someone over. Why do you keep breaking that promise? Telling me just a few hours before doesn't give me enough time to prepare. I've already been to the store today. Just cancel it for tonight, please.
Going to the store again isn't that big of a deal. It's not like you have anything else to do anyway.
I have my own schedule to think about too. I don't have time for this. If you think I'm always free, you are totally mistaken.
What schedule could you possibly have when you only work part-time? Stop complaining, just get it done. My friends are already set on coming over. Don't embarrass me, they're all looking forward to it. I can't just tell them not to come now.
Sorry, but it's really impossible for me today. There are plenty of reasons you can give them.
What? Why?
I'm having bad period cramps and I don't feel well. I'm in no shape to host anyone. I just want to relax at home today. So please cancel it.
I'm not asking you to serve drinks or anything. I wouldn't be happy with an old lady like you doing that anyway. You can go to bed early if you want. Just make sure everything's ready.
That's a rude way to put it. You always say that, but you end up calling me to help. You'll make me go buy more drinks and snacks. I really hate that.
You don't have to do everything tonight. Just get things ready. That should be easy enough.
I'm really begging you, please cancel tonight. It's hard enough for me to even think about cooking dinner right now. Stop asking for the impossible. Respect my opinion as your wife.
Shut up. I don't care about how you're feeling. Who do you think pays the rent for this house? Just do what I tell you to do. Don't make me repeat myself.
Just try to put yourself in my shoes for a second. Imagine if you were feeling sick and I invited my friends over. Wouldn't you feel uncomfortable? Wouldn't you want some peace and quiet? Do I really have to spell this out for you? Do you really not get it? You'd hate it if I did that to you, so why is it okay for you to do this to me?
I would never let your friends into this house. What are you even talking about? This conversation is pointless.
See, that's exactly the problem. You think your plans and your friends are more important than how I feel. Why can't you understand how unfair that is?
I don't have time for this. Just do what I asked. If my friends show up and the place isn't ready, it's on you. I'm done arguing about this.
I'm not your servant, Adam. I'm your wife. And you need to start treating me like one. Why does it always have to be like this? It's not about that. You really don't understand what I'm saying, do you?
If you have time to complain, you have time to go shopping. If you refuse to do this, I won't give you any money for next month's expenses. Got it?
Why does it have to come to that? You're not listening to me at all. Am I saying something unreasonable?
You shouldn't even be arguing with me in the first place. You're in no position to be talking back when I'm the one putting food on the table. You live comfortably because I work hard. You really lack gratitude and consideration for what I do.
It's not just you. I also work part-time to support this household.
Don't act like your part-time job is equivalent to what I do. The level of responsibility isn't even close. Just make sure you get everything ready for tonight's gathering. Don't embarrass me. I won't forgive you if you mess this up.
You're being so unfair. I do my best to contribute, and I deserve respect for that. You always make it seem like my efforts don't matter. Why can't you see how much this hurts me?
You think I don't respect you? Respect is earned, and right now you earn it by doing what I asked. If you can't handle that, then maybe you need to rethink your priorities. This conversation is over.
I'm not just a housekeeper, Adam. I'm your partner. We should be making decisions together, not you ordering me around. I need you to see me as an equal, not as someone beneath you.
Just get it done, Grace. My friends will be here soon, and I don't want to hear any more excuses. Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Fine, I'll do it, but this isn't over, Adam. We need to have a serious talk about how we treat one another. I can't keep living like this. And also, I'm not coming out of this bedroom at all tonight. And please, try not to make too much noise. I really don't want to deal with the complaints from the neighbors. Plus, I'm not feeling well, and I just want to rest in the bedroom.
Yeah, I got it. I'm only bringing 2 friends. One of them can't stand onions and the other has a seafood allergy.
Whatever, Adam. Hey, Kate from next door talked to me about last night. It was really embarrassing.
Last night? What'd she say? So what if she...
She said you made a fuss, yelling that my cooking was terrible and demanding I redo it. You were shouting and banging things around. Kate could hear all of it.
What if she heard? It's none of her business what happens in our house.
She was worried something might be happening to me. She thought you were hurting me or something. That's how loud and aggressive you were.
Hurting you? That's ridiculous. I was just frustrated. She shouldn't be poking her nose into our affairs anyway.
It's not ridiculous, Adam. You scared her, and honestly, you scared me too. This kind of behavior isn't normal, and it's affecting more than just us.
I didn't realize it was that bad. I was just so upset about everything.
It's not just about last night, Adam. This has been building up for a while. We need to talk about how we handle things, especially when we're stressed. We can't keep going on like this.
You're right. I don't want things to be this way either. Maybe we do need to figure some things out.
Thank you for saying that. Let's sit down and really talk about how we can change things. I want us to be better, for both of us.
Okay, let's talk. We owe it to ourselves to make this work. That neighbor must have too much time on her hands. It's creepy to be eavesdropping on the house next door. What a nosy neighbor, jumping to conclusions and saying stuff like that.
What are you talking about? She wasn't eavesdropping. She heard everything because it was so loud. Do you even realize how loud you get when you're angry? Please stop yelling and banging things around. I was so embarrassed. I hate feeling like this.
It's not my fault. You should have just redone the food quickly. Who made me angry in the first place? You did by refusing to fix it, so I had to scold you. You should be grateful I care. I wouldn't have to if it wasn't necessary.
You asked me to redo it just because you weren't in the mood. I put a lot of thought into the meals, considering nutrition and variety. Try to think about the effort I put in.
Yeah, I'm tired from working every day. Understanding my needs is your job. That's a wife's role. We've been married for a year and you still don't get me. You're not a very good wife. I can't eat fast food when I'm exhausted.
Always making me feel so small. I try so hard to make things right, but it's never enough for you. Why can't you see how much this hurts me? We're supposed to be partners, not just someone giving orders and someone taking them.
Maybe I've been too harsh. I'm just so stressed from work. But you need to understand my side, too. I'm not the only one at fault here.
I want to understand you, Adam, but you have to meet me halfway. This isn't working if we're both just shouting. Let's figure out how to communicate better. I don't want to keep feeling like this.
All right, let's try to work on this. I don't want to fight all the time either.
Thank you. Let's start by listening to each other more. We can do this together. Then you should have told me before I started making dinner. I always ask you what you want to eat, don't I? Just yesterday you said anything would be fine. And then you refused to eat what I made. That's so disrespectful, especially since the reason was that you weren't in the mood. That's just so childish. I appreciate that you work.
Feelings change, Grace. When you asked, I thought I could eat anything. Don't nitpick over detail.
You work hard every day, but your mood swings are really hard to deal with. Yelling and taking it out on things isn't helping anyone. It makes you seem like a child.
You're the one making me angry. It's your fault things get like this, so you're the one who needs to change. Stop blaming me for everything.
Why can't you see how hurtful this is? I'm trying my best to support you, but you need to work on controlling your temper. We're supposed to be a team. This isn't just about me.
Maybe I've been too harsh. I don't mean to take it out on you. I just get so stressed from work. But you have to understand that I'm not the only one who needs to change here. It's not all on me.
I understand that work is tough and I want to support you, but we need to communicate better. We can't keep going in circles like this. Let's try to find a way to understand each other's needs without all this fighting.
You're right. We both need to do better. I don't want us to keep hurting each other.
Thank you. Let's make a promise to talk things out before they escalate. We can get through this together.
All right, I'll try to be more mindful. I really do want us to be happy.
We'll get there. It'll take time, but we'll get there together. But are you saying that everything is my fault? Are you seriously saying that?
Of course it's your fault. You only work a part-time job, and even then you don't handle the housework properly. Your cooking and cleaning aren't anything special either. How do you think you have the right to talk to me like that? I'm shocked at your attitude.
So I'm supposed to live my life constantly worrying about your mood? Do housewives not have any rights at all? I feel like I'm suffocating here.
What are you talking about? Supporting your husband is the wife's job. You just don't get it. My mom understood everything my dad needed. You should learn from her.
I see. So that's how it is.
Modern housewives are just too soft. They can't help their husbands with work, yet they whine about sharing house chores and raising kids. They're only looking for ways to make their own lives easier. Housewives can't survive without their husbands, but they act like they're independent. I bet that nosy neighbor is the same. She probably has too much free time since her husband does all the work, and that's why she's so interested in our business. I'm the one who feels suffocated here.
So you think I'm just like that too? Only looking out for myself, not appreciating what you do? Is that really how you see me?
Well, maybe not exactly, but you need to understand how hard I'm working and how stressful it is. I don't mean to belittle what you do, but it's just not the same.
I do understand, Adam. I see how hard you work, and I'm grateful for it. But you need to see that I'm working hard too, in different ways. We need to support each other, not tear each other down. Can't you see that?
Maybe you're right. I've been so caught up in my own stress that I haven't been fair to you. I don't want us to keep fighting like this.
Thank you for saying that. Let's try to find a way to balance things better. We can figure this out together.
Okay, let's work on this. I don't want to keep hurting you.
We'll get through this, Adam. It'll take time, but we can do it if we both try.
Yeah. We will. I promise.
Don't say such mean things about her. She's always sharing food with us and being kind. She doesn't deserve that kind of talk.
Promise. You're the one who told me she was eavesdropping on us. Because of that, I started seeing her differently, so it's your fault I'm annoyed with her. Can't you see how you set this off?
I've had enough. This conversation is going nowhere. Talking to you just drains me. From now on, I won't tell you anything.
Off? What do you mean by that? What's with that attitude?
It means I'm tired of trying to communicate with you. Every time I share something, it just turns into a fight. I can't keep doing this.
You're the one who blows things out of proportion. You make everything so dramatic. I just want some peace when I get home.
I want peace too, Adam. But peace isn't just about getting what you want. We need to find a way to coexist without all this tension. Is that too much to ask?
I don't know how to fix this. I feel like everything I do is wrong.
We can fix this together, but we both have to try. It's not just about one of us changing. We need to listen to each other.
All right, I'll try. I don't want to keep fighting.
That's all I'm asking for. Let's take it one step at a time. We can do this if we both put in the effort.
One step at a time. I can do that.
We'll get through this together. I believe in us.
Together, we'll make it work.
Yes, we will. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I just want to end this argument.
Now you're trying to flip it on me? Don't get too cocky. If you keep up this attitude, I'm going to start reconsidering a lot of things.
Huh? What are you talking about? You're insane. I was only agreeing with you. Did you misread what I typed? It seems like you only want to argue. Clearly you're not listening. I don't want to fight.
It's exhausting dealing with you. You always want to argue with me. If this keeps up, I don't know how much longer I can stay with you.
I understand. I really don't want to lose you.
I'm working hard to provide for us, to give you a good life. You need to show some appreciation and act more like a supportive wife. If you did, I wouldn't get so angry. I don't want to yell at you, but you need to step up and take your role seriously. The house looks nice, and dinner smells good. Your efforts haven't gone unnoticed.
I thought I'd make your favorite tonight. I want us to be happy. I'm really trying, Adam.
I see that. Thank you, Grace. Maybe we can work through this. You know, I do appreciate everything you do. I just get so stressed out sometimes. I don't mean to take it out on you.
I know you do, and I'll try to be more understanding. We can do this together.
Yeah, together, we'll figure it out.
We'll be okay, Adam. It'll take time, but we'll get there.
We will. One step at a time. I'm willing to try.
Hey, we're not done talking yet. Where did you go? You just left without saying anything.
Does it really matter where I went? It's my day off, so let me do what I want. Stop trying to keep tabs on me.
Is this more important than the debt you've racked up? I still don't fully understand what's going on. Could you please explain things to me?
What are you talking about? What's the issue?
I'm talking about the debt. Why did you borrow $10,000? What happened? You haven't told me anything about this.
I needed the money, so I borrowed it. That's all there is to it.
But why did you need it? Can you please explain properly? Was there something specific you wanted to buy? I haven't seen you spend money on anything extravagant.
It was for some urgent expenses. You don't need to know the detail.
Urgent expenses? What does that even mean? If it was so urgent, why didn't you tell me about it? We're supposed to be partners, sharing everything.
I didn't want to worry you. I thought I could handle it on my own. Besides, it's not like I bought anything unnecessary.
I understand that you didn't want to stress me out, but hiding it only makes it worse. We should be able to talk about these things. You know how important transparency is in a relationship.
I get that, but I thought I could manage it without dragging you into it. I didn't mean to keep secrets.
It's not just about managing it alone. It's about trust and communication. If you're facing financial issues, we should tackle them together. I could help, but only if you let me in on what's really going on.
All right, I see your point. Maybe I should have been more open. I'll explain everything to you. We can figure this out together.
Thank you. That's all I needed to hear. Let's sit down and go over it. We'll work through this as a team.
Okay, let's talk it out. I'll fill you in on all the details. Anyways, I just needed it. There's no more to it.
But why did you need it? I need more details to understand.
Why do you keep asking? I needed the money and that's all there is to it. Just accept it already.
It's not that simple. You can't just brush it off like that. What are you going to do about it? You can't just magically pay back 1,000,000 yen overnight. You have 2 weeks left to repay it. What's your plan?
There are various circumstances involved. I can't just explain everything in one go.
That's exactly why I'm asking for those circumstances. I need to know what's going on. You can't just leave me in the dark about something this important.
If you want to know the details, you should first handle the repayment. Once that's taken care of, I'll tell you everything.
Wait, you want me to handle the repayment? Isn't this your debt?
Yes, I'm asking you to help with the repayment. I'm in a tight spot and could really use some support right now.
Debt? I understand you're in a difficult situation, but it feels unfair to put this responsibility on me. This is your debt. It's your responsibility to deal with it. We need to figure out a way to manage this together, but asking me to take care of it right now isn't fair.
Look, it's not about fairness, it's about solving the problem at hand. I'm trying to keep everything together and I need some help.
Fair. I get that you're stressed and need help, but we need to be clear about things. We should discuss how to handle the debt together. Let's work out a plan and see how we can tackle this situation without pushing the burden onto one another.
All right, I see your point. Let's sit down and figure out a plan. I'll explain the situation fully, and we'll work on a repayment strategy together.
That's a start. I appreciate that. We need to address this as a team, and being open about the details is the first step. Let's make sure we're both on the same page.
You're the one in charge of managing the finances, right? I'm leaving it up to you.
But who's the one using the savings that I managed to put aside? Every month when you run out of your allowance, you just withdraw from our savings without asking. That's why it's impossible for me to save up any significant amount. I can't just suddenly come up with 1,000,000 yen. You know the financial situation we're in, right?
Can't you figure something out?
I can't, and that's why I'm also struggling here. We're in a tough spot.
Well, why don't you ask your parents for help? You're their only child, so they might lend you the money if you're in a bind.
Why should my parents be the ones to repay your debt? This is your debt, not theirs. You should talk to your own parents about it. They might be able to help you out.
Bind? My dad never lends money to family, no matter what. Even asking him would be pointless.
I don't even know if my parents would be willing to help. I don't even have a good explanation for why the money was borrowed. They wouldn't just lend you 10K without understanding the full situation. And honestly, I don't want to ask them for help. It feels like putting them in a tough spot.
So what do we do then? This is a mess.
I don't know, but we need to figure something out. We're both in a difficult situation. If we don't address it, it's only going to get worse. We need to come up with a realistic plan.
All right, but make sure you're involved in finding a solution. We can't just wait around.
Of course I'll do my part, but we need to be honest and work together. Let's start by assessing our financial situation and see where we can cut back or find additional resources.
Okay, let's sit down and go over everything. We need to get a clear picture and make a plan. I don't want to keep hiding things from each other.
That sounds good. We need to be open about everything. We'll figure this out together and hopefully come up with a plan that works.
You can figure something out. Just come up with some story if you have to. Anyway, I'm counting on you to handle it.
Are you seriously doing nothing to help with this? You're the one who got us into this mess. Why is it up to me alone to deal with all this debt? This is your responsibility, not just mine.
We're married, so it's not just about whose debt it is. We're in this together. You need to come up with the 10,000 for the repayment. It's your job now.
I can't believe this. This is really too much. It's impossible for me to come up with that amount on my own.
If you can't pay it, then we're getting a divorce. You wouldn't want that, would you?
What? Are you seriously talking about divorce right now?
Well, if you're desperate to avoid it, you'll find a way to gather the money. There's still 2 weeks left, so figure out how to come up with it. Also, go get the divorce papers tomorrow. We might need them if you can't handle this.
This is beyond unreasonable. I'm not sure how we even got here. I'm doing my best, but you're not making it any easier. We need to discuss this calmly and find a way to solve our problems without threatening each other. Divorce should be the last thing on our minds.
Yes. Fine, but time is running out. We need to act fast. If you don't handle it, we might have to face serious consequences. I'm giving you a deadline, so get moving.
I understand there's urgency, but making threats won't help. We need to work together on this. Let's take a step back, plan our next moves. Let's see how we can address the debt without jumping to extreme measures. But are you really serious about the divorce?
I'm absolutely serious. No matter how much you cry or beg, if you don't come up with the money, we're getting divorced. If you don't want to end up divorced, you better do everything you can to gather the money. Hey, where are you? I've been trying to reach you.
It doesn't matter where I am, does it? Don't bother contacting me. You're being really annoying right now. I don't want to talk to you.
What's with that attitude? I told you to have the $1,000,000 ready by today. Where's the money? You were supposed to get it together.
I don't have it. I didn't manage to get it ready.
What do you mean you don't have it? Why didn't you come up with the money? Do you really want a divorce that badly?
What are you talking about? Didn't you hear me? We already got divorced yesterday. It's all done.
What? Wait, what do you mean? How did this happen? I thought we still had time.
I decided to go through with it. You were so insistent, I just made it official. I can't keep living like this. I'm not going to keep being threatened over something I can't control. It's better for the both of us to move on.
You actually went ahead with it? I can't believe this. So it's really over. What happens now?
Yes, it's over. We're done. We both need to figure out our next steps. I hope you can understand why it came to this.
How? What? Are you saying we're already divorced? What are you talking about?
Remember I told you yesterday, right? I said I couldn't come up with the money, and then you got really angry and started shouting. You say I need to come up with the money no matter what. Like, how fair is that? How does this make any sense? You even went on about how you'd file for divorce before going to work if I didn't get it done. So I went ahead and submitted the divorce papers. I just did what I had to do. It's not like I didn't follow through.
Out. No, the divorce was supposed to happen only if I didn't come up with the money by today. That was the deal.
Yeah, I know. Since I couldn't get the money together, I went ahead and filed the divorce papers. That was the agreement, right? I just followed through with what was agreed upon.
Cancel it! I don't accept this!
What? Are you serious? What are you talking about?
I didn't mean for it to actually happen. I thought we still had time. This is too sudden. I need to figure out what to do next.
Well, you were the one who pushed for this outcome. You made it clear that this was what you wanted if I didn't meet your demands. Now it's done, and we both have to deal with the consequences. It's not something I can just undo.
You need to go to the city office and get this corrected. This is a mistake.
I can't do that. The divorce has already been processed and accepted.
What are you doing making decisions on your own? I was supposed to file the divorce papers myself. Why did you go ahead and do it?
I wasn't aware of that, and honestly, it doesn't really matter who files them. The divorce was going to happen anyway. It's not a huge issue.
So you actually wanted to get divorced? Wasn't our marriage supposed to be for life? Didn't you promise to stay with me forever? This is not what I expected.
When we got married, I really did want to spend my life with you. I was committed to that. But things changed over time. Our marriage isn't what I thought it would be. At first, I believed we could live together while respecting each other, but you gradually became more domineering. You started treating me poorly, and there was a lot of emotional abuse. You began to act like you were the most important person just because you were working. You started saying that household chores were only women's work. You demanded that I always do what you said. I can't live with someone like that forever.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that everything has changed and you no longer want to stay with me just because things got tough? You're just gonna walk away?
That's exactly it. I realized that being in a relationship where respect is absent isn't something I want. I need a relationship where both partners respect each other. I can't keep living in a situation where there's constant conflict and disrespect.
Things change after you get married. Husbands and wives each have their roles. Married life isn't a fairy tale, you know.
Even if there are roles, we need to respect each other. I realized that from our marriage. Thanks for everything, though. Honestly, I don't have much to thank you for, but you did make me see some important things. Let's both move on.
I always worked hard for you, you know.
Even so, your behavior towards me was just awful. You'd yell and throw tantrums whenever you didn't like something, and you always talked down to me. I'm exhausted from all of it. Plus, now I have to deal with figuring out how to pay off that weird debt. Everything about this has been too much. I'm really done with it all.
The debt I took on was for you, too.
Me? I haven't gotten anything out of this.
I was told about an investment. They said it could make 10 times the amount if it went well. So I took out the loan. It was for our future.
I see, but I didn't ask for any investment. I'm troubled by you doing this without telling me and then saying it's for me. And if you can't pay off the debt, that means it failed, right? If you had consulted me, maybe things would have turned out differently.
I got scammed. It was a fraud.
You're such a fool. I'm really shocked.
Even with this, you're still gonna divorce me? I thought if I earned more, it would make things better for you. I did all this for our life together, and now you're leaving? That's really harsh.
Don't you get it yet? We're already divorced. And if you really wanted to make things easier for me, then you could have helped with the housework at least. You made me handle meal prep even when I was sick. What are you saying now? Stop with the excuses.
I'm just not good at this stuff.
That's not it. Before we got married, you were considerate. Now that you can't easily escape, you're showing your true colors, right? I see right through you.
Where are you now? I really need the money by today.
I'm no longer your spouse. It's not my problem. Ask your parents since they're your family. Don't bring this up to me again.
But my dad doesn't lend money. Please try to borrow from your parents. I'll make monthly repayments. Isn't that fair?
There's no way I'm going to make my parents pay off the debt you racked up. What are you talking about asking for handouts? You made decisions on your own, got scammed, and now you're being so shameless. I'm done being at the mercy of someone who can't do anything without me. Handle it yourself.
I'm sorry. I messed up. Let's put the divorce on hold for now. Please, just help me find the money. I'm begging you.
How long are you going to keep saying stupid stuff? We're already divorced. Don't make me repeat myself. We're strangers now. Don't come to me when only you're in trouble. You said that if I couldn't come up with the money, we'd get divorced. So start treating me like the stranger I am. By the way, my ex tried to get money from my in-laws for his debt. I heard my father-in-law was furious, but gave him $10,000 on the condition of cutting all ties. They were also furious about the divorce and called me, yelling at me to get remarried. Of course, I recorded everything. My dad stepped in to make sure they promised not to contact me again. Since the divorce, my ex has been taking lots of sick days at work due to the shock and is even seeing a therapist now. If he was this upset, he should have changed during our marriage. He probably wouldn't have reflected or regretted anything if we hadn't divorced. I have no regrets about the divorce. Even though finding a new job and everything was tough, I'm now happily employed and really enjoying my life. After all the struggles of that marriage, I'm focusing on taking care of myself and enjoying my future.
I really don't want to go on this business trip.
You've been saying that since this morning.
Yeah, but it's so long. You can understand why I'm so bummed out, can't you? I can take 2 or 3 days away. I'm not going to complain about something that tiny every time my trip comes along. But this time I'm going to be gone for over a month. I think I'm entitled to some whining.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's the first time we'll be apart for so long.
I don't know if I can endure it. What am I supposed to do for a month?
If only our destination was a little closer to home. That way, you could come back home on the weekends, and you might not feel as depressed. But at least we've got our phones. You can call me whenever you feel lonely. I don't mind having a video call every night, either.
It's just been an endless line of business trips ever since I changed jobs. And to be honest, I'm just tired of it. And I'm really sorry to you because I'm never at home. I want to spend more time together, but it feels like work is just getting in the way. I don't remember the last time we went out and spent an entire day just chilling together.
Yeah, it's a shame. We haven't been on holiday together. Come to think of it, we haven't even been on a date for a really long time.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I've got to make it up to you.
Don't apologize. I don't blame you. You're working really hard. I know that you spend more time at home if you could. But it's a busy period at work. You'll find time someday.
But it's really tough that we haven't been able to spend as much time together as husband and wife. I want to make the most of our first few years together.
Yeah. If you find it that tough, then why don't you think about finding a new job? There must be a position available somewhere else.
I don't know. I think it's a little too soon. It's only been a year and a half since I started working for this company, so I don't think it would look good on my CV if I was changing jobs this often.
Yeah, I get that, but you're just going to exhaust yourself if you keep on working so hard. You don't want to risk overworking and end up suffering from a mental breakdown because you feel that you haven't had any breaks from the business trips. You should put your health first.
But besides the frequent business trips, the benefits this company offers really are the best, and can't see myself working anywhere else. I got health insurance, life insurance, and the bonuses are top class. I can get paid time off pretty much whenever I want, and my managers are all really great people. I don't think I could find a position with better conditions than this.
That's true. And you seem like you're having a lot more fun than you were in your last job. You really look like you're enjoying yourself, so it just makes me worry when you have such an allergic reaction to the business trips. I mean, you start to pull a I don't want a tantrum the second a trip comes up.
But can you blame me? It's the same feeling that everyone gets on a Sunday night when it dawns on them that the weekend's over and they got work the next day. It's just a temporary thing, so you don't have to worry that much. It's not so bad that it's a mental or physical strain. I just don't want to go.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel the same way. I feel exactly the same way on Sundays, and I just want to call up and take a sick day because I feel so lazy. But I end up going on Monday morning because I realize it's not that big a deal. Working is just such a pain in the ass. I wish we could just lie around and do nothing all day.
Now that's way too lazy. But I do really hate the idea of going on business trips. Apparently it's pretty rare for someone to have to go on a business trip that's this long. So I'll just have to suck it up.
Really? So this 1 month-long business trip is just especially long for a reason?
Yeah, my manager mentioned that it's rare for them to organize a business trip like this one. He even said that it's an honor that I've been asked to go on this trip. I guess I should feel lucky for being chosen to tackle this project.
Exactly. You should listen to what your manager said. They chose you because they believe that you can handle this. It means that they have high expectations of you and that they trust you with such an important job. Isn't that amazing? And it hasn't even been 2 years since you started working with them.
Yeah, I feel a lot better about it now that you say that. Thanks for encouraging me.
Great. Then do you think that you can do your best for me?
But I still feel sad that we'll be so far apart. I'll be so lonely without you, Kiara.
Now you're just being all lovey-dovey again. But I'm really happy you think so. I feel the same way.
Do you really think that I can manage for so long without you? I'll be super lonely, even if we had a video call every single night.
Then why don't you come back home on your days off? They can't control what you do or where you go on the weekends. Or do you want me to go and see you?
But it's going to be pretty far. Are you sure you can come and see me?
That doesn't matter. I'd go anywhere to see you.
Do you really mean that? Would you come and see me every weekend?
I don't know about going every single weekend, but I want to see you just as much as you want to see me. I'll go as often as I can.
Great. That makes me feel a lot better. Just thinking about you coming up to see me is a good motivator.
Then do your best. If you like where you're working right now, then you just have to do your best and show them what you can do. If you do a good job on this project, you might even have a promotion waiting for you.
Yeah, you're right. I'll work as hard as I can. Why does every single day feel so long when you're not with me? I can't wait for this business trip to finally be over. I can't believe that I have to go out for dinners and meetings with my colleagues and clients on the weekends too. I just want to see you.
Sounds like you've been having a tough time. Are you okay? But I guess this is the work you have to do for all the great benefits the company gives you. If you just think of it as a way to break the ice with your clients and secure the contract with them, then it'll be much easier to make future contracts with them.
But it just feels like I'm sacrificing way too much just for this business trip. I get along really well with all my colleagues, and the clients all seem like really nice people, so I don't really mind, but the one I really want to see is you.
You were just saying that you love your job just a week or so ago. This might not be the most pleasant part of it, but every job has its downsides. This balances everything out. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed. It's a shame we can't even meet on the weekends.
I'm really sorry you had to cancel the tickets you booked to come over. You made plans to come and cheer me up, but work ruined that for us.
It's fine, don't worry about it. But I wonder what I should do. I'm pretty bored of spending the weekends all on my own too. I wanted to go and see you, but that didn't go well, so I've got nothing to do.
If it makes you lonely being at home on your own, why don't you go out? I'm not there to get in your way, so you should spend your weekends the way you want, without any restraint. You're free to do anything.
Free, huh? I guess that's true. At times like these, I wonder what I got up to when I was still single. What on earth was I doing?
You spent a lot of time going on trips and traveling around the country. Why don't you go cycling again? You told me that you went cross-country cycling when you were in college.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember. That all feels like an age ago. But that's not a bad idea. Maybe I should take some time off of work and go on a trip. If I take a week or two off, I don't have to choose a destination. And I can just go wherever the wind takes me.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Why don't you do that? You said that you've got a lot of paid holidays that you need to use up. You might as well use them now. There's no time like the present. And you're not that busy this time of year, right? It's perfect.
Yeah, we've all got loads of time on our hands. Nobody else is on leave, and if I wanted to take a long period of time off of work, this is probably the time to do it. But is it really okay for me to go and take a holiday? You're working so hard on your business trip, so I'd feel really bad if I was having so much fun.
What are you talking about? I want you to have fun when you can. I don't want you getting stressed out or feel like you have to hold back just because I'm having a hard time at work.
You don't want to come home to a crabby wife.
It's not that I don't like it when you're crabby. I'm just scared about the consequences. I don't want my business trip to be the reason why you feel stressed or anything. To be honest, I feel better just knowing that you're having a good time thanks to me being away on work. I'll be happy that you're happy, and you won't feel as lonely while you're enjoying your trip, so why don't you?
Yeah, I will. Thank you, Spencer.
Hey, how's your trip been? Are you having fun?
I'm having the best time ever. I was so excited that I ended up leaving really early in the morning while it was still pretty dark.
You're going by car, aren't you? Be careful during rush hour.
I will.
Where are you going to stay tonight? Or are you still deciding?
No, I've already decided that I'll stop the car at a camping site and sleep in the back.
That's great. It sounds like you're going on a little adventure. But don't catch a cold, all right?
I'll be okay. I've got a sleeping bag that's perfect for midwinter. The only thing I'll be catching is a lot of Z's. And sleeping in a car is a lot more comfortable than you think it is.
That's that's an experienced backpacker for you. You can sleep anywhere at any time. Nothing can stop you now.
I'm planning on visiting a friend in Arizona. The last time I saw her was when we graduated from college, so I really can't wait. We've got so much to catch up on.
Where are you headed after that?
I haven't decided yet. I'm just going to go wherever I feel like going, but I have some ideas in mind. What I really want to do is go and have a dip in a nice hot spring.
That sounds great. Even if you can sleep anywhere, it must be tiring to sleep in a car, so you've got to do something to relax and rest your body. It's not going to be as easy as it was when you were in your 20s.
I was just thinking that. I'm taking a break at a rest stop because my back started hurting from driving for so long. I was like, why do I feel so tired? And I realized, my God, I'm getting old. I still remember when I first got my license and I could drive anywhere without feeling tired at all. And now I'm stretching in the car park.
I thought so. Why don't you stop at a hotel instead? You don't have to force yourself to stay in the car if you're so tired. If you want to go to a hot spring, you could stay at a lodge nearby.
I don't know. Some places can be pretty expensive without a prior booking. I don't mind if it's cheap, but I don't want to spend too much money. I'll ask my friend when I see her tomorrow. She really loves visiting hot springs too, so she might know a good place.
It'd be good if there was a nice hot spring in Arizona.
I'm pretty sure there are plenty of wonderful hot springs on the West Coast. New Mexico might be a good destination for a hot spring. Maybe I'll head in that direction after seeing my friend. I don't mind going as long as it's within driving distance. I just want a nice hot spring experience to soothe my old body.
How far would it have to be for you to say, nope, I'm out? I feel like you'd go all the way to Alaska and would actually make it back in time for work.
Oh, come on. Alaska's way too far. But I think I could go to New York.
New York? It's on the other side of the country. Anyway, I just want you to enjoy yourself. You've got all this time to yourself. You might as well make the most of it by going wherever your heart takes you.
How about I drive over to where you are? I'd love to see you, Spence.
No, it's fine. Even if you came over, I don't think I'd be able to spend any time with you. And it would just waste your precious holiday. I'm a lot busier than I expected we would be, and to be honest, I'm exhausted. You don't have to come over. I just want you to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, that's a shame. It looks like I won't be able to see you until your business trip is over.
Yeah, but now I can't wait to hear all about what you get up to on your trip after I come home. And maybe get a small souvenir or two. I want to know what you did and where you went. Just enjoy your trip until I can see you next. That's all that matters to me.
Ugh. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I want to go home. Be with you.
Yeah, you must be tired.
I just got out of a bath. Honestly, having a bath at the end of a long day of work is the next best thing to coming home to you.
Yeah, I know. Hot springs are the best, aren't they?
What? I just had a normal bath. I wish I could go to a hot spring, but I'm staying at an apartment that my company booked for me during this business trip.
Oh, really? Even though I just saw you coming out of the hot spring reserved for families? Who was that woman and the little boy you were with?
What?
What a coincidence. I was really surprised to see that they were staying in the same lodge, even though you should be in a completely different state. What are you doing here, Spencer?
What are you talking about? I'm not at a hot spring. You probably just saw someone that looks like me, my doppelganger or something.
If I'm not mistaken, Spencer, do you really think I couldn't recognize my own husband? I noticed you and that woman and decided to follow you. You're all staying in the City View suite, aren't you?
What? Are you really here? Are you waiting outside the room?
I knew that it was you. I can't believe you, but you don't have to be that afraid. I'm not going to do anything.
Please don't come inside. Just don't do anything rash, Kiara.
Were you cheating on me with a woman that has a child? Or is that kid yours? Were you hiding a second family from me this entire time?
Of course not. He's not my kid.
So you were cheating on me with a woman who already has a child. And she looks like she's much older than I am. She was really pretty. So what is it? You couldn't keep your hands off of a MILF?
Wait a second, Kiara. This is just a misunderstanding. I'm not cheating on you.
Then who the hell was that woman you were with? Who's that kid?
They're just relatives. I bumped into them when I decided to visit this hot spring on my day off.
If they're your relatives, then I better introduce myself to them, since I'm your wife. That means that there shouldn't be any problems with me coming inside and saying hi.
No, you can't.
There's no point trying to cover things up, Spencer. Every lie you tell is just digging you a bigger grave. I'm not an idiot. Did you really think that I would believe that she's a relative and you bumped into her? You shouldn't even be here. I know that you've been cheating on me.
Wait. If I shouldn't be here, then you shouldn't be here either. You were in Arizona. You said you were going to New Mexico.
I was in Arizona with my friend until lunchtime. We spoke, had some fun, and after thinking about where to go next, I took her advice and headed west instead of going to New Mexico. I never said that I was set on going anywhere. She recommended this place because the view of the sunset is really beautiful.
How did you manage to get a reservation today? It's impossible. It's a pretty popular hotel and spa, and you said that you wanted to stay somewhere cheap.
Well, I was lucky. I called, and there had been a cancellation, so I managed to get a room to myself. It was a real miracle. I thought I was really lucky, but obviously I have someone watching over me.
You're kidding. I've never heard of a coincidence like this before. Have you been following me since I left for my trip?
I wouldn't waste my time following you, but it's possible that God led me here in order to show me what an asshole you are. It shows that he's always watching, and that wrongdoings never go unpunished after all.
I'm sorry. I'll explain everything later. I promise. So would you please just go back to your room? I'm begging you. I can't let them find out about you like this.
You're telling me to back off so that I don't hurt the feelings of your precious mistress and your possible love child? You're kidding, right? Why should I? She should learn what happens when she takes someone else's husband and has the nerve to have an affair right in front of her own son.
No! Please! I'm begging you, just leave. Give me a break. She doesn't know about you, I swear.
What? So you've been lying to her as well, even though she's got a kid? You're disgusting. You've been playing with her feelings too? She's probably been thinking that you're going to propose to her and become a father figure for her son.
I'll explain everything to her myself. She should hear it from me. So please, can you just leave her alone? There's a kid right here. I don't want to traumatize him by starting an argument between the three of us in front of him. Can't you tell how shocking that would be for him? Have some pity, Kiara.
And this is what you do to her? Yeah, I feel bad for the kid, but keeping quiet is just going to make his mom suffer. If I was her, I'd want to know as soon as possible so I can just be rid of you. I'd want to know that my boyfriend is cheating on me and that he's not worth the trouble, that he's a worthless piece of crap.
Yeah, but she doesn't have to know today. What does it matter whether I tell her today or tomorrow? It's the same thing. Just let them enjoy the trip while they can. Don't you have a heart? Don't you have any heart? They've been looking forward to this trip together for ages.
It's not the same. They've got to know now. Otherwise, you're going to go and have a fun dinner all together. Well, I have a dinner all on my own. I'm just going to look pathetic. Why should I suffer while you laugh and lie through your teeth just so that you can delay their pain? They should know that you betrayed them too. It's your fault that their trip has been ruined, not mine, dumbass.
Yeah, but you were on this trip alone to begin with. You're used to eating alone. It's just one more night. What's the big issue?
You really expect me to be able to eat while my husband's eating dinner with his mistress in the same hotel? Even if I was intending on eating alone, this changes everything. I can't sit and do nothing now that I know you've been doing all this time. I'm never going to forgive you for this.
Where did you take them, Kiara? Where are you?
We're all in my room. We spoke to a member of staff and asked them to bring their food to my room instead.
Why? What are you planning on doing?
What do you mean, why? Did you really think that your girlfriend would want to eat with you after finding out the truth about what you did?
So? You already told her everything?
Yeah. She's been crying nonstop, but she's furious with you for what you did. She thought that you were going to get married one day, just like I predicted. But now she's just angry that you weren't even that serious about her. The only thing that's on her mind is all of the lies you told her up until now.
I wasn't playing with her feelings.
What? So you're saying that you weren't serious about me? Even though you proposed to me?
No, that's not what I said.
What are you going to say that when you were serious about the both of us? That you really loved us both? That you thought that you could make us both happy? Because that excuse isn't going to work. Neither of us signed up for polygamy. We're not happy, Spencer. You're going to have to do better than that.
No, wait, just let me speak. Why is this happening?
And that's my line. I wonder why this happened. I just wanted to enjoy a nice road trip. Your girlfriend and her son just wanted to enjoy a nice stay at a hot spring. I'm shocked by this turn of events, too. I can't believe I believed you whenever you complained about having to go on too many business trips. I actually felt bad for you and did my best to make you feel better, but it was all a lie.
That wasn't a lie. I never lied about that.
No, it was a lie. Quit making excuses. Your girlfriend told me all the dates that you spent at her house with them. They match perfectly with the dates that you said it was going on business trips. In other words, you were leading a double life, using your work as an excuse to go and see her and make excuses for why you couldn't stay with them for long periods of time.
No, that's not true.
What's not true? If you don't like what I'm saying, then explain yourself, you piece of crap.
I wasn't trying to deceive either of you. I wanted to tell you the truth someday, I swear. But you were both so important to me that it became too difficult to tell the truth.
Huh? Important? If you really thought that we were important to you, then you wouldn't have lied to us in the first place. You wouldn't have been able to betray any of us if you really loved us. Everything you did insulted us as women and insulted our intelligence. You're not getting away with it that easily.
I'm really sorry. I really am sorry for what I did.
I'm not going to forgive you just because you're apologizing. I don't care what you do. I want a divorce and that's it. Your girlfriend says that she wants a divorce too.
Wait, please. Please don't say that. Both of you.
You're going to lose everything because you got too greedy.
Please, can we talk? Face to face? I don't want to have this conversation over the phone. Can you tell me where your room is? I'll go to you.
Nope, you don't have to come. And I don't want you to know where I'm staying. Your girlfriend is going to return to your room to talk to you. You can talk things through with her.
What? Alone?
Yeah, I'm going to be watching her son while you guys talk. She says that she can't leave without giving you a good knock in the head first. I advise her that she avoid hitting you in your room and go crazy on you in the bath area, since it'll be easier for the hotel to clean up. If she's charged with a cleaning or repair bill, then you better pay for it yourself. You owe her that much.
What? But you're going to just look the other way and let her hit me? I don't think violence is the answer.
Why don't you tell that to your girlfriend? You tricked her, but you deceived her son too. Of course she'd be mad. I don't have any right to stop her, and frankly, I don't want to. I think you deserve whatever you get. I'm cheering her on.
All right. I'll do my best to calm her down and talk to her. And then once I've talked to her, I want to have a proper conversation with you too.
What do you aim to gain from talking to us? And if you have to choose between us, who are you going to side with?
I want to be with you. You know that. I married you because I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
So you're just going to dump your girlfriend and her son? You've already got him calling you daddy. How's he going to feel when he finds out you've abandoned him? How are you going to take responsibility for making him feel unwanted and unloved? He's going to be traumatized by you just disappearing from his life.
But he's not my kid.
What?
I'm not his biological father, and I don't have any obligation to pay child support either.
You really are a disgusting man. I can't believe you could be so heartless. I'm going to file for divorce. I'll suck up every single cent you have for compensation. Oh, but I guess I have to leave some for your girlfriend.
What? Why? I said that I was going to choose you. Why are you going to divorce me? Why are you going to divorce me?
It doesn't make me happy knowing that a piece of crap like you chose me. I'd rather be alone than with you.
What? But I don't want to break up. I still want to be with you. Are you really sure about that? Can you handle being alone when I'm gone?
Oh yeah, I'll be fine. If anything, I'm happy that I'll be able to move around freely and won't be held down by you anymore. I think I'll go back to being a backpacker and enjoy some new cross-country adventures again. After that, Spencer's girlfriend and her son left the hotel and went back home. I don't know exactly what happened between them while I was watching over her son, but I know that it must have been hell for Spencer, since I saw him the very next day with a swollen lip and a black eye. I left my husband at the hotel and came back home in the car I had been driving around in so that I could get started on preparing for the divorce. I plan on fighting with all the evidence I've got from his girlfriend in order to take all the money I can for compensation. It seems that she can't let him off with just the beating she gave him, because it seems that she complained to his company that he had been cheating on the both of us and told his managers everything that had happened between them. I found out that the company she was working for was actually a client of Spencer's company. They had met with their companies, had a business meeting, and had been in contract for a while until they began. Once their relationship became known among all of his colleagues, the entire office was whispering behind his back about it being a casting couch, and in the end, he was demoted from his position. Right now, he's still working for the same company, but he's been given the nickname Casting Couch Spencer, and rumors are still flying around about him. I finally returned to being single, and I've gone back to my old hobby of going on solo trips whenever I have time off of work. I've realized that life's a lot more fun when I can go and do what I want whenever I want, and I'm enjoying the single life.
Hi, Aunt Melissa? I'm pretty hungry right now. So can I go over to your house now to eat something?
Hi, Tim. Are you staying at home all alone? Where have your parents gone to?
Yeah, I'm alone at my house now, and Mom and Dad went out somewhere, but I don't know where.
Oh, really? Well, of course you are welcome to come over, but it's raining heavily here, so I don't think you should go out by yourself. So I think I should pick you up at your house. Can you just stay there and wait a little bit until I come?
Oh, you're coming all the way here to pick me up?
Yeah, I'm actually out shopping with your uncle right now, so I can pick you up at your house right after we finish shopping. Once we get home, then let's have lunch at our house.
Wow, that's great! Thanks, Aunt Melissa. And Uncle Todd will be there too?
Yeah, since he's off from work today, he'll be there too. He's looking forward to seeing you too, and is saying that he wants to play games with you after having lunch.
Yeah, I wanted to play with him too. I'm definitely gonna win over Uncle Todd today.
Well, Uncle Todd is also saying that he's not going to lose today either. So, can you wait a little more until I come pick you up? I know you must be hungry, so I'm so sorry to keep you waiting there. But we'll probably be able to finish shopping in about 10 minutes, so it shouldn't take that long.
Don't worry, because I can stay at home all by myself now.
Tim, that's so impressive, since I know you're only in 3rd grade.
No, actually, I'm already in 3rd grade, so I'm a big boy now. And Mom said that 3rd grade students can do anything by themselves. So I'm supposed to be able to do everything I can now, but unfortunately, I still can't cook. I guess I need to be able to learn how to do that by myself, too, so I won't have to starve.
Of course, you don't have to be able to cook yet, because cooking can be pretty dangerous to do on your own. So don't worry, you're already doing enough by yourself.
Well then, I wish I had enough money. Then I could just go out and buy any food at the convenience store without preparing to cook on my own. You know, my dog Spot is actually eating more snacks than I am.
Oh, really? Why does he get more snacks than you do?
Well, it's because our neighbors always bring Spot some snacks for him, so that's why he gets to eat more food than me.
Oh, I see. Well then, let's eat some snacks together at my house too.
Yeah, that's great, because I can always drink juice at your house.
I'm glad you're so excited about coming to our house. Oh, that's right. By the way, your dog Spot lives outside, right? Is he going to be okay out in the rain all day? I'm a bit worried that he might get really wet staying outside.
Well, he is staying in his doghouse outside, but he's all covered with dirt because of the rain.
Oh, poor doggy. Then I guess we should take Spot along with us too. Because I wouldn't want him to get drenched in the rain and get sick or anything. He does like taking a bath, doesn't he? So I guess we should probably put him in a bath right away when we get home too.
Sure, I'll help you make him take a bath too.
Thank you, Tim. That's so nice of you. Let's make Spot squeaky clean and stay at our house together until your parents come home. Anyway, so can you get ready and prepare your change of clothes by the time we get there?
Yeah, sure I will.
And your uncle will let your mom know that you'll be staying at our house, so don't worry about that, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Well then, I'll see you later. And remember, we'll be there as soon as possible, so just stay there and wait until we come, okay? Hello, Laura. How have you been doing? Is it okay to talk to you now? Oh, hi, Melissa. I'm surprised to hear from you since it's always my brother who actually contacts me. Is there anything wrong? As you might have already heard this from my husband, but it's about Tim that I also need to discuss about with you. What? Are you going to talk about this to me too? Oh, please. I've already heard enough from my brother, you know? So I absolutely don't want to hear more complaints about our parenting. Because since this is about our family, could you just leave us alone and mind your own business? No, I don't want you to misunderstand. I'm not trying to complain. I just want to ask you a favor, so can you please listen to what I have to say? Well, if it's possible, would you be able to try to look after Tim and care for him a little more? I'm a bit worried about him these days. Well, thanks for the advice, but I am his mother, so I do think that I'm already taking good care of him right now. That's why Tim has grown this big and is so independent on his own now, right? So, honestly, I don't think there's any problem to discuss with you about. Well, that is true, but I do think Tim looks a little skinnier than his other friends. Of course, I understand that there are differences among personal growths, so I'm not saying that being skinny is bad or anything. But you know that he gives us a call and comes over to our house to eat food often. I'm so worried because he seems to be always hungry, so I wasn't sure if he was eating enough at home. And don't you think calling us is a sign from Tim wanting some kind of help? Oh, if it's about that, then please don't worry because I'm giving him enough food to live. And because I actually went through some tough times losing weight before, I want Tim to control his diet and continue to be slim. It's not like Tim isn't actually healthy now, right? And of course, Tim is eating the school lunch every day at elementary school, so I think his diet is balanced out with that as well. So I do think that you're worrying too much about his diet. It's not like I'm not considering about his nutrition, you know. But he is in his growth period now, so I don't think you need to make him go through dietary restrictions and just let him eat as much as he wants to. Ugh, can you please stop sticking your nose into our family business? As I said to my brother before, we're the actual ones who are taking care of Tim every day and not you two. It's not like we're being violent to him, so you don't have the right to say that our parenting is wrong. I am taking care of him with great affection in my own way. So, there is absolutely nothing you should say about Tim and our relationship. Of course, I understand. But if so, then I want you to take Tim out with you more often when you actually go out on the weekends. Because Tim seemed pretty lonely saying that he hasn't been going anywhere with both of you when he came over yesterday. You haven't been taking him out to places for several years, right? Ugh, you need to understand that we have our own matters, you know? I have my own life too, so I don't plan to adjust my schedule to Tim's everyday life. Because it's us adults that have the right to decide about our lives and happiness. And Tim is actually completely fine staying home alone now on his own since he can do anything by himself now. You see, my husband and I are so exhausted working every day. Under that situation, why do we have to use our days off to always be with Tim? I'm not saying that you should use all of your days off for him. Maybe just try taking him for a walk nearby in the neighborhood. Or even going out shopping is enough for Tim to make him happy and satisfied. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Melissa, you're just a part-time housewife, aren't you? You don't work long hours and you mostly stay at home. And you don't actually have any kids. So I guess you will never understand what we're going through. So, I think you shouldn't be giving us any advice. Well, unfortunately, that's true. But I was actually a child before too, so I do believe I can at least understand how Tim feels now from that point of view. So, that's why I'm saying that I don't intend to adjust my plans to my child. We have our own plans and our own lives which we want to prioritize too. Or are you saying that parents have to stay with their children all the time and sacrifice our freedom and happiness? You know, the birth rate of the society is declining because of stereotyped people like you who think that way. So if you're so concerned about this, why don't you try giving birth to children before making complaints to other people's parenting? Because you will never be able to understand all the trouble parents are going through. Well, I'm just saying that it would be better if both of you can try to make some quality time with Tim for his sake. You know that Tim is still in 3rd grade and he's just a boy. And from looking at how Tim is doing these days, I do believe he still needs you and your husband's affection. It should definitely make him more happy and satisfied. Well, I absolutely don't think so, because Tim is doing perfectly fine under this current situation. You know that we even bought him a pet dog so he won't be lonely at home. And Tim can practically do anything on his own now, so I don't think there shouldn't be any problems having him stay at home. Ugh, don't you understand I'm saying this to you because I don't think he is actually okay in this situation? Have you even noticed that there are so many things he still can't do on his own yet? Even though he tries to act like he's doing fine alone at home, he does seem to need some help from what I see. Will you quit saying that? I think I know enough about my own son. And though I'm actually related to my brother, honestly, you're just a stranger to me, right? As a stranger, you don't have the right to say anything to me. So don't stick your nose into other strangers' parenting, okay? If you like it or not, we're going to continue with this parenting style because that's something we parents decide. I do understand that nothing I say is persuasive to you since I have never raised a child, but I'm telling you how I feel from looking after Tim these days. I just think he needs some help. Since he's trying to be so responsible that he can do things by himself now, he probably just hesitates to convey his true feelings and doesn't try to ask for help from others. But you've only been looking after him like these past 6 months since you moved close to us, right? So don't act like you know everything about Tim, okay? I'm the one who has taken care of him since I was even pregnant and knows everything about Tim. All we're trying to do is make Tim become independent so he can be able to do anything by himself. Well, I actually don't think being independent is just being able to do everything by himself. I think it is also important to be emotionally stable, to be able to express your own feelings, and to ask for help when you really need it. That's what being truly independent is. Oh, you're so annoying. Don't give me your opinion since you don't have any kids. Why don't you try to give birth and take care of a child before making complaints like that? You should know that parenting differs in each way. As I already mentioned this to my brother, don't ever try to get involved with us again.
Hey, Aunt Melissa!
Oh, is that you, Tim? It's been quite a while since we talked last time. Have you been okay with everything these days?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Oh, really? I'm so glad to hear from you and know that you're doing okay. Since I haven't been hearing from you, and you haven't been visiting us lately, Uncle Todd and I were worried about you all the time.
You were worried about me?
Yeah, we were always wondering how you were doing, Tim.
Oh, well, you don't need to worry about me at all, because I'm a big boy and I can do anything by myself, you know. Guess what? I can even sleep in the doghouse with Spot now. So I'm not afraid of spending the nights alone by myself anymore.
What? You're spending the night alone with Spot? And you're going to sleep in his doghouse? What's going on? Does that mean that you're going to sleep outside in the dark just by yourself?
Yep, that's right, because my mom told me to sleep in the doghouse, so I'm staying home outside with Spot.
Even though you are staying home alone, I just don't understand. Why can't you just stay inside your house and sleep in your bed like you always do? And where has your mother gone, and when is she actually going to come back?
Nope, I'm not allowed to go inside the house because Mom says she's going on a trip for a while, so she doesn't want me alone inside the house. She gets really angry if I make the house a mess doing things on my own. So it's actually better for me to just stay outside with Spot in his house until Mom does come home.
Tim, I'm sorry, but I can't just let you go through this any longer. So I'm going to have to go over to your house right away.
Why are you coming?
I'm picking you up and taking you home, so let's sleep together at our house.
No, but I just can't do that, because Mom says I can't go over to you and Uncle Todd's house anymore. And if I do go, she said that I'm gonna have to say goodbye to Spot.
Oh, don't worry, Tim. That's absolutely not going to happen. And even if it does, I will definitely help you as soon as possible.
Really?
Yes, I promise. And of course you can bring Spot along with you to our house. So, let's spend the night together at our house with you, Tim, Spot, and me.
But Mom will definitely get angry at me if I do that, right?
No, I promise I won't let that happen to you. By the way, Tim, aren't you getting cold staying outside?
Yeah, it is pretty cold. But yesterday I was able to sleep outside thanks to Spot, because Spot warmed my body up sleeping next to me.
Did your parents leave the house yesterday? And you've been staying outside ever since that?
Yeah, but Mom said not to tell you or Uncle Todd and to keep it a secret. Oops. Oh no, what should I do? I wasn't supposed to tell you that. I just said everything to you and I broke my promise I made with Mom.
Hey, don't worry because I'll make it look like I didn't know about this and I was the one who found you at your house. So now I'm on my way to your house with your uncle to pick you up, okay? Oh, and of course, assuming from that situation, you haven't eaten anything, have you? So you must be really hungry. Okay, so once we get home, let's eat some hot stew together and get yourself warmed up.
Yeah, actually, I was getting pretty hungry, you know. And Aunt Melissa, thank you for everything. I'm so happy that both you and Uncle Todd are always so kind and care about me.
Melissa? What have you done now? I can't find Tim and Spot, and they are not at our house. So I'm assuming you did take both of them to your house, didn't you? Oh, Laura, you're finally home now. Did you just come back from your trip? Oh, damn it. So you heard everything from Tim, didn't you? I can't believe that boy just speaks about everything and can't even keep a secret. No, that's not true. Tim didn't say anything, so I was actually the one who asked him about what was going on. Well, I don't really care about that now. Since I'm home, I need you to return Tim back to us right now. And I guess our stupid dog, too. Sorry, Laura, but I can't do that. I'm not letting Tim or Spot go back home to you. Don't you still realize the horrible things you've been doing to Tim? Seriously, are you out of your mind? Hey, are you trying to criticize me about my parenting again? Because I definitely don't want to hear about this from you anymore. I'm taking care of Tim, teaching him how to do things by himself when he's alone. And I left him home because as a mother, I knew he was independent enough to handle everything on his own. So, I don't see what the problem is. And I don't think you have a right to criticize me. Listen to me, Laura. You made your third-grade son stay home all alone in a doghouse. He spent the night outside in the dark with his dog, being cold and hungry. What were you actually going to do if something happened to Tim? Even if he did stay home inside, if you two are not there for several days, don't you understand that accidents may occur in a situation like that? Oh, please. Can you just stop saying that? I've already had enough of this. You see, I just came back from my trip and I'm so exhausted. I don't have any time to listen to some old lady's lectures. So you'd better just return Tim to us right now. If not, I will even call the police about this. Well, if it's about that, then we already did call the police. So you don't need to worry. Huh? Well, of course we did. Because you just left on a trip leaving your child at home all alone. Parents have the responsibility to raise and take care of their children. So, I'm saying that I'm raising him perfectly. Having a child stay alone outside in a doghouse while the parents are on a trip? Is that how you raise a child? But even so, I haven't done anything wrong to be caught by the police. I believe you and Todd are the ones who will get arrested. Because you just took away our child without saying anything to us who have the parental authority. Well, that's no problem because we even called the Child Guidance Center and confirmed everything, so we're all good. As of right now, Todd is discussing about what we can do for Tim from now on. So you should realize that what you did is a complete crime. What? A crime? Are you serious? I'm making him go to school and raising him. So tell me, what's the actual problem? I only had him stay alone for a few days, so I don't see why you're making such a big fuss about this. Well, don't you know that there are actual cases where mothers who leave their children alone get arrested? What? I guess you need to watch the news more often. And be aware of what you're doing and realize how irresponsible you are as a parent. Because your parenting is way off the ordinary standards of other parents. So you're saying that I'm a criminal just because I went on a trip? Because it's not like I left a baby at home or anything. Tim is in 3rd grade, and he can do things by himself, you know? Even if Tim was able to do certain things on his own, he is still a child, you know? And if you were going to make him stay alone in the doghouse, we definitely wanted you to say something to us before you actually left for the trip. Because my husband and I do care about Tim as he is an important family member to us too. We wouldn't want anything to happen to him and would definitely regret if something actually did. Well, you and Todd always say bad things about our parenting. Though there were so many more things we actually wanted to say to you, we've only tried to say to you the least things to care about Tim. Like whenever Tim came over to our house saying he wanted to eat something, we never said that it was troublesome or bothered us, did we? Since we knew that Tim needed you and his father, I thought that was fine. But since Tim seemed like he was feeling lonely from hearing his comments and from looking at his figure and facial expressions, I just thought that I needed to discuss this with you one last time for Tim's sake. So I don't want you to misunderstand. It's not like I was just complaining or blaming everything on you. Are we really going to be arrested by the police? Isn't there any way to avoid that? Well, honestly, I can't decide that on my end, because the police are the ones to make that final judgment about your behavior. Melissa, you have to believe me and listen. Actually, you have to blame my husband for this. Because it's my husband who doesn't look after Tim at all, and was his idea to go on a trip leaving Tim at home all alone. But even so, if you did agree to that and went on the trip, then you have that responsibility too. And you have to know that my husband even does hit me sometimes. So I couldn't refuse his orders because I was afraid of his violence. So please, can you just tell the police that this was all just a misunderstanding? Can't you talk to the police again and make this look like I had to be out of the house because I was hospitalized with sickness? You know that can be easily investigated, so it's completely useless to make such a lie. I promise, Melissa. From now on, I will definitely take good care of Tim, and will never leave him alone and try to spend more time with him. I will make him eat more food and take him with me whenever I go out, and I will definitely do what you and Todd say. Well, I'm sorry, but it's too late to listen to our advice now. If you are really serious and care about Tim, then you should admit that you're guilty and make many efforts to be able to live with him again. I can't believe this. Why did you just have to make such a big deal out of this? If you could have just let things go. It's not like we treated Tim with violence. You didn't have to go all the way to make it a police matter. Tim is our child, and we are the ones who are actually taking care of him. Although I try to respect the fact that there are so many different family values, I realize that your family's parenting had too many problems. And though this is something I actually didn't know, I guess there were already several reports to the Children's Guidance Center from your neighbors, right? Is it true that you kicked Tim out of your house so many times in the middle of the night? I heard that it was also becoming a problem at school as well. So, I guess it's not just me who noticed these serious issues about Tim. And sooner or later, you would have been in the same situation anyway. Well, I've been doing all that I can on my end, so don't blame everything on me. Please, Melissa, you gotta help me. This time, I promise I will handle everything correctly, and I will take good care of Tim. Well, you'd better tell that to the police and not me. I just did what I at least can do on my end now, because Tim was crying, saying that he was always lonely and things were getting really tough. I assumed Tim was always pretending to be strong and independent in front of adults. But as Tim finally talked to us about his true feelings, I believe his words and was also relieved to hear that. I just couldn't stand seeing him so unhappy anymore, so I just had to help him out. Since I have never had a child, honestly, I don't fully understand what you're going through, but it definitely looks like you've become a desperate adult that is actually being helped by your independent child. Right after that, unfortunately, Tim's parents both got arrested by the police. As my sister-in-law was actually saying, it looks like her husband's power harassment caused her to be so irresponsible about parenting. But it doesn't change the fact that my nephew was staying alone at home in the doghouse outside as Laura and her husband were enjoying going on the trip anyway. And in addition, from what I heard from the Children's Guidance Center, it seems that her husband made Tim go outside in the middle of the night, and even though he didn't actually hit them, he was chased around with a bat in her husband's hand. Although it will just be a short period of 2 months, Tim's parents were both imprisoned, admitting to their faults. And my sister-in-law decided to divorce her husband while she was in prison, and is saying that she wants to live together with my nephew after she gets out of there and starts living in a new environment. Of course, Tim's feelings come first, so it's up to him to decide, but I do really want to support him as much as possible. Though, I'm not sure if it's the right decision to return a child to a parent who did such horrible things to him. If I can actually be persuaded by my sister-in-law's change of attitude, regretting what she has done in the past to Tim, then when the time comes and we think she's ready, as a family, I would like to reconsider the situation and try to support her to move forward with her life as much as I can. But with that being said, I still want to prioritize supporting my nephew's emotional growth of mind and happiness together with my husband. Currently, my nephew and his dog Spot are staying at our house, but we were surprised to know that my nephew is actually a pretty mischievous boy now. But even so, I'm so relieved to see him show his true self to us just like an ordinary kid does in front of their parents. It seems that he no longer forces himself to pretend to be strong and independent and relies on us without any hesitation. So, if my nephew feels comfortable and chooses to live with us, of course we will accept that, and my husband and I are actually looking after him now, determined to take care of him until he becomes independent. Honestly, I don't know what will happen as this totally depends on my nephew's feelings and my sister-in-law's future situation, but I really wish my nephew will be able to find his true happiness, and we are fully prepared to support him in any possibilities as well. So my husband and I will continue to cooperate to spend quality time with our nephew so he can live together with us full of happiness. Thank you for watching Peep Talk videos. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Please visit us again to check the next video.